All right, Skar Audio SKv2-3500.1. We're going to try certified test, 1 ohm, 40 hertz, rated 3500 watts. My name is Derek and I do YouTube videos about audio equipment. Videos about audio. I know it doesn't make sense, but if you guys enjoy that type of stuff, you might enjoy subscribing to my channel and I'd appreciate it. So stick around for the cool content and don't be surprised if you see a big dummy. What's up guys, Big D Wiz, Williston Audio Labs here today. Continuing the Korean 3000 to 3500 watt amplifier shootout. We've already shown 2 amplifiers thus far. This is the third. We've already shown the DC audio 3.5K and the Crescendo 3500.1D. You can see those 2 here. Those turned out to be virtually the same amp and gave the same result. So that was kind of boring. So let's find out about this Skar audio amplifier. Here it is, the SKv2-3500.1D. Retail price $629.99. It's the lowest priced amplifier here in our batch. You can see the ratings: 3800 watts at 1 ohm, 2050 at 2 ohms, and 1200 at 4 ohms. The amplifier is strappable, 18 volt capable, pretty much the same specs across the board for most of these amps. It requires a 350 amp fuse. Here is the bass knob. It has a clipping indicator as well. Very nice. We like this. It's metal construction. Has the RJ11 telephone style connector on the back. Very cool. Here on one of the amplifier, you can see the inputs and outputs for RCAs, power and protect LEDs, gain control, subsonic adjustable filter, bass boost, remote bass knob connection, low pass filter, the variable phase from 0 to 180 degrees, and the master or slave switch. On the opposite end, we have 1-aught inputs for power and ground, which are separated nicely here so we can fit the dual inputs. Thank you very much, Skar. And we have 8-gauge speaker terminals. There are 2 positives and 2 negatives, but they are wired together in parallel. Let's check out the dimensions. You can see 21.26 inches or 540 millimeters long by 9.13 inches or 232 millimeters wide by 2.44 inches or 62 millimeters tall. Stick around for after the dyno test so you can see the amp guts. Now you guys want to see what's inside this bad boy. Alright, now we have the Skar audio amplifier wired up and fired up. Let's try it out. Alright, now we're going to go certified at 4 ohms, 40 hertz. It's rated 1200 watts. Not sure the frequency, but we're going to try it at 40 hertz and see what it does. $1197, 14.6 is pretty dang close to 1200. Although I show it here, I could not find the clip showing the current pull.
You big dummy!
Alright, Skar SKv2-3500. We'll try 2 ohms up certified up to 1% THD at 40 hertz. $2387, almost 2400 watts, 14.3 volts. And the current consumed 193 amps. That's 86.4% efficient. Very nice. Alright, Skar Audio SKv2-3500.1. We're going to try certified test, 1 ohm, 40 hertz, rated 3500 watts. $3772 at 14.46, and we'll check the current pull. If you go back and watch the video in slow motion, you can see the current outputs is somewhere between 308 to 346 amps, so around 75 to 82% efficient. Let's go uncertified at 1 ohm, 40 hertz. 4,068 watts at 14 volts. Once again, the current climbed really high toward the end of the test, but we estimated around 72% efficient based on 403 amps pulled. All right, Skar Audio 3500, we're going to try dynamic at 1 ohm, 40 hertz. $47.77, 14.78 volts. Inrush current says 482. So when I was watching the video back during editing at 14.28 volts, we got 4,430 watts. So this is under 14.4. I thought a lot of you would like to see this. All right, now let's take off the bottom panel, check out the guts of this Skar 3500 watt amplifier. And here you go. First thing you'll notice is the layout here is quite a bit different than the Crescendo or the DC audio. Notice how the transformers are at the bottom there, kind of all on one side, whereas those other two amps, they were on one end. I'm not sure what the difference is here in the design and why they did it this way. Obviously, S&I Corporation, who manufactured this, has a good idea. The rail caps are 160 volt, 1500 microfarad, 85 degrees Celsius. There's 8 of them right there, as you can see. And then for the power supply, we have the 25 volt, 220 microfarad, 85 degrees Celsius capacitors. Again, something different than the other Korean amps I've tested thus far is notice these wires coming out of the transformers going up to the different part of the board. I phoned a friend and asked a couple of techs I know. They said this is standard on a lot of Korean amps. So anyway, just looked a little odd to me. I hadn't noticed it. But let's get on to the results. At 4 ohms, 1,197 watts, certified, 1281 uncertified, and 1603 dynamic. At 2 ohms, we got 2387 certified, 2457 uncertified, 2579 dynamic, again all over the rated power. 1 ohm rated 3800 watts, we got 3772 certified, 4068 uncertified, and 4777 dynamic. As with all the amps tested, I used the Toolmaker dual 1-aught inputs, and the Skar audio amp made it easy, not made me sweat about those two terminals touching. So thank you, Skar, for separating the power and the ground enough so we can run these dual inputs. All right, we got the Skar here on the bench. We're going to try a subwoofer test. Again, it's just a 4 ohm Infinity Perfect sub, and we're going to check the current pulls as well. As we're doing the sound test, we'll give you a little flex here for the 12. Let's see how it does. Alright, getting down pretty good. Magic Mike, feel the bass. Don't get a scar on your leg when you feel the bass.
You big dummy.
Alright, there you have the video of the Skar SKv2-3500.1. Make sure to check the video description for links to the other amps tested. And yes, we still have 2 remaining. We have the 2 smallest amps, quote unquote. Both 3Ks. We have the Orion HCCA 3K and also the Sundown SKv2-3000.1D. These are coming next, so make sure you stay tuned. Thanks as always for watching the big dummy that I am. Appreciate all your support on Patreon. Also check out my OSS t-shirts. Again, links in the video description. Until next time, BB Whiz, I'm out of here. Alright, person I borrowed this amp from said it's okay. Tried at 0.8 dynamic burst, so that's what we're going to do. 0.8 dynamic burst, 40 hertz, simulating music. Not a realistic test here, but just fun for numbers. Let's try it out. No smoke, please.
Velocity, 21.
went into protect at 0.8 with 5,500 watts. Hopefully it just tripped the breaker, so I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on while you guys are watching here. And let's see if we got a green or a blue light, hopefully. All right, that's off. Okay, appears to still be working. Good. So don't want to use this Skar amp anything lower than 1 ohm. Good protection circuit though. That's what amps need to have. Just a reminder to check the video description for all the amps tested in this shootout. Also, I'm going to have a conclusion video where I'm going to talk about all the results, price per watts, all that good stuff. Make sure you stay tuned. BD Wiz.